Were you ever left standing on your school playground, not picked by any of the teams? Or did you find yourself in a social setting where everyone spoke in a language that you did not understand? Or maybe saw your college friends go to a party that you were not invited to? If you could relate to any of these scenarios or have similar stories of your own, then you know what non-inclusion feels like. Last August, in the wake of the pandemic, we feared that persons with intellectual disabilities would be further marginalized, given their needs are not very well understood or served adequately. So we ran a month-long campaign to drive awareness on the issue, sharing the lived experience of families and perspectives from professionals. Nearly 50% of the participants had some kind of an exposure to the issue, but there's so many questions that remain from them. Like, what is intellectual disability? How does it impact the day-to-day life of a person? And what they could be doing to play a better friend and ally. This made us realize that a focused and sustained effort was required to be able to contribute bigger and better together. And this is why we transformed our campaign to an organization that supports the cause. In the last 12 months, as we've explored the cause, understanding the needs of the families and the organizations that support the families, the one common challenge that we hear about a lot is the struggle to be included in the education system, the workforce, and society at large. We asked people in our community what inclusion meant to them, and the answers that we have back are far from reality today. They show we have a long way to go on this inclusion journey. Did you know 2 to 3% of our population has an intellectual disability? That is 1 in 50 people. Or as per India's current population estimates, that would be 35 to 40 million people. 35 to 40 million people left out of mainstream society every day. Let's take a moment to reflect on our time in school, college, going out for a movie over the weekend, or taking a flight to travel out. Have we seen people with intellectual disabilities around? Likely not. These are basic life experiences in public spaces that are not accessible to them. And this is made worse by the fact that this is an invisible disability, so we may not even recognize it when we see it. So, shall we try and change that? Make our world a little bit more inclusive. The first step to inclusion is awareness. And I would like to invite you to a mission at the Sarvodaya Collective to build more awareness around intellectual and developmental disabilities so that we can evolve together as a society. Take a moment to reflect on when you last felt excluded. What would have made you feel more included and more welcome? And then let's make a public pledge to learn more, be curious, and to do our bit in our individual lives to make a more inclusive Duniya.